Incident ownership. The service desk must retain the ownership of all incidents at all times. What this means is that the service desk is responsible for tracking the progress, keeping users informed, and ultimately for the closure of incidents. This does not mean that they have to solve the incidents. The incidents may be transferred to various different levels of support and expert groups that are responsible for restoring service as quickly as possible. The reason we want to have the service desk retaining the ownership of all incidents is that we want to make sure that if incidents are taking too long to resolve, which may breach a service level agreement that has been signed with our customers, then we have to take some preventative action. We have two avenues to resolve this. One is called a functional escalation and the other one is called a hierarchical escalation. A functional escalation is to send it to another support group, like the mainframe group, Unix group, database group, network group, etc., etc. If we are transferring the incident from group to group, and we realize that nobody can solve this, which may be a result of many different reasons. Maybe a lack of communication, perhaps the knowledge within those groups is not deep enough, perhaps even that the incident requires the attention of multiple expert groups to work in a team. If we realize that we have to go beyond functional escalations, then we use a hierarchical escalation, which basically means we go up the management chain. The incident manager gets involved, a service desk manager might get involved, executives may get involved. We don't know exactly what needs to be done. However, it is the responsibility of the hierarchical escalation to determine who needs to be involved. We may eventually determine that this is a major incident. And a major incident has a huge impact on the corporation, on the customers that we are servicing. And if the major incident is identified, then we need to ensure that the proper resources are brought in to restore that service as quickly as possible. Ultimately, the ownership of the incident does not mean that the service desk is held responsible for solving it. However, it is very important that the service desk maintain the overall ownership to ensure that if people go on vacations or people simply forget to work on an incident and are not aware of the time criticality of that incident, are brought in to address those concerns properly. So, having said that, the ownership of all incidents must always remain with the service desk.